known for its great universities, but it's also one of the most unequally educated first world countries. But why? The teachers are obviously setting up brain suppression devices in the staff room to take our taxes. A university degree in Australia is very expensive. This is a deliberate scheme by the government to maintain the wealth gap and make sure the poor never become well educated. According to research from the HSCB, Australia is the most expensive country for overseas students. An example of the oppression of us youth.
An example of the oppression of us youth is the incident of Mr. Hazelbank. Where did he go? Why does Mr. Mullaney hate him? And why does the government want to shut him down?
We're here with Mr. Mullaney's manager here.
Mr. Mullaney's manager.
So how can we get Mr. Mullaney to agree to an interview?
It's not meeting. Listen, Mr. Mullaney does not want to do an interview. I'll just call him.
Yeah. What will it take for us to get an interview with Mr. Mullaney?
An interview with Mr. Mullaney? Cheese. Lots and lots of cheese.
How much is a lot?
How much? I'm thinking in the 6 digits.
That's harsh.
You see it, right? He loves cheese. Tons of cheese.
Alright, so we got Mr. Mullaney's manager to agree to an interview. We promised him some cheese. We're not going to give him any cheese, but little does he know. Alright. So we're here with Mr. Mullaney.
Hi, Curtis.
Shut up. And we're going to ask him some questions. Why did you become a teacher?
It's a long story. You really want to hear that story?
Yes.
I didn't want to be a teacher. I wanted to be a rock and roll guitar player.
Who doesn't?
So what happened was, my dad said to me, because I was at university having a wonderful time, my dad said to me, you need to go and get a job. I said, I don't really want a job. I'm having a great time playing guitar, going to university. He said, why don't you do a teaching degree? And I thought, why not? So I did a teaching degree, intending to keep playing in bands and having fun. So I had a teaching degree, never wanted to be a teacher because I hated school, hated teachers. And I met this lady at a party who said, hey, do you want to come and teach at the prison for extra money? And I said, sure. So I went and taught at the prison, and it was fun. So I taught Aboriginal men how to read, and it was great. And I taught university sociology to various people. And then I went and worked in a program with kids who'd been exited from school, murderers and rapists and things, and that was great. And then I got offered a gig in the bush, where I worked with really poor, disadvantaged kids, and that was great. And so over time I developed a sense of education being a way out for kids who are disadvantaged. And so I value education almost over everything. Does that answer your question? I only ended up in secondary schools because it just happened. I actually prefer poor, savage, out of control kids. Yep.
So what is wrong with the current education system?
First thing that's wrong with the current education system is teacher quality. At the moment, you can get into teacher training with an ATAR of, I think the lowest we've had is 40 or 50.
Sports teachers are different.
But the point is, you can enter the education system with very poor academic results. And so you end up with people who aren't very strong in their subject. And I don't think you can polish a turd, basically.
How could something like this be improved?
I just told you. You can kick the ATAR scores up. So you need to exercise quality control. You need to have the strongest, best people, intelligent people, resourceful people, people who are well qualified, people who can solve problems. And at the moment, they are very few and far between in education.
Is the community of teachers in Australia insufficient?
Well, by using the word community, you're implying that there is a community of teachers.
Well, they have their own little community.
Do
You
we?
have the staff.
Well, there is a staff room. That there's a staff room doesn't imply there's a community.
What do you keep in the staff room?
Foods,
Foods.
Foods
What
and
else?
drinks, staff.
Who else?
Who else do we keep in the staff room?
Yes.
Prisoners.
Why don't you like Mr. Hazelbank?
I don't dislike Mr. Hazelbank.
Why?
Lewis and I got along very well.
Alright.
What gives you the impression I don't like Mr. Hazelbank?
Your conservativeness,
What evidence do you have of my conservativeness?
the political compass.
The political compass? I don't know what you're talking about.
You ever been on one of those things?
Yeah.
You didn't say conservative.
No, Greens.
Probably, no, it probably did.
No,
You're
it
lying.
says Greens. So
Maybe we'll make you
my
do one.
political values are extremely liberal with a small L.
Okay. Maybe we'll make you do one. Yeah.
You can, it'll come up Greens. It always comes up Greens. Oh, okay.
Have you ever taken a child's taxes?
Yes, you're right.
So what's your opinion on Mr. Schutz?
I like Mr. Schutz.
Oh, why?
Why do I like him?
Yeah.
Well, why do you like anyone?
48 I like. That's what you were talking about.
I don't like or dislike people because of their ATAR.
Oh, okay.
I like or dislike people because they're good people.
Mr. Schutz is a good person.
Yeah, I've got no reason to say he's not a good person.
Fine. So why are teachers like you two trying to hinder the development of the youth?
What evidence do you have of that?
All the evidence. We need.
Well, before you can make a claim, Curtis, here's how it works. Here's how it works.
No,
So
we have
if you
all
make
the
a claim, you've got to substantiate the claim.
If I show you the evidence, you'll deny it. Yeah, you'll tamper with it. How can I trust?
Again, why would you say that? So the first thing you do, right, this is how this works. If you make a claim, you provide me with the evidence to substantiate the claim, and then I'll respond to it. But at the moment, what evidence do you have first that I'm conservative, and second, that I'm trying to undermine anything?
Wait, who asked for you to talk? This is my interview. I was asking the question.
Okay, continue.
Did you get rid of Mr. Hazelbank?
Yeah, yes. The evidence is overwhelming.
So, what do you want to do with our taxes?
It's not a decision I have to make. I'm not the government.
Yeah, but why are you trying to take it?
Again, I'm not the government. I don't ask for your taxes. I don't know what you're talking about.
No need to get angry, alright? No need to get angry.
Okay, go.
No need to get angry.
Why are you angry?
I don't think that I am angry.
But then why would you lie?
Again, what's the evidence that I'm lying, Curtis?
The evidence is there.
Yeah, the evidence is there.
Okay, so next question.
Oh, that's it.
That's
We're
it.
done.
So all you've got is a series of assertions that aren't substantiated in any way.
They are substantiated by this interview. This is all the evidence we need.
So all the evidence you need is you simply making assertions about things, and my going, "Where's the evidence?" You go, "Well, the evidence is."
That's a
There.
rude interpretation of me.
You didn't say it was wrong.
Well, thank you very much for allowing me the opportunity to share my opinions with you.
It's getting angry now. It's getting violent.
Yeah. I think by any standard, I am one of the least conservative teachers that I've ever met.
And thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
What was it?
Mr. Mullaney?
Laney. Are the teachers trying to take our taxes? Why is the government trying to keep us dumb? First, Mr. Hazelbank, what other young person is next? And most importantly, why does Mr. Mullaney like Mr. Schultz?